Welcome to my channel, Dr. Munshi Nasser Ibn Afzal. In last couple of videos, I was discussing about four different questions. Question 1 was discussing about the descriptive statistics. Question 2 was discussing about the chi-square test, and then we are going to talk about question 3 and question 4. The reason why I'm talking about these four questions, the main reason is that I try to cover all the important basic statistics using these four questions to address and to help you how to apply it using BlueSky and our platform, and also how to answer those questions easily. These are the four questions mostly appear in most of the statistical books and statistical platforms. So without wasting any time, let's get started with the question number 3. My dear learners, the question number 3 is talking about what is the correlation between income and life expectancy. Is it significantly different than the zero? This question is more or less it's a correlation type of question. So correlation here, we can say that it's a very important part. Correlation and covariance, these are the two important part. Most of the statistical packages or statistical books covered very heavily in our today's textbooks. And in this particular answer that we're talking about income and life expectancy relationship, whether there is a relationship. If it is significantly different than zero, of course there is a relationship. If it is not significantly different than zero, which means there is no relationship. So it is important to see the p-value, and of course we will try to do that using the BlueSky statistics and our programming platform jointly in the same platform. And this particular question, we are using our one of the inbuilt data set, stat.x77. These are the data set, state.x77, which is a panel data set based on the US economy and US market. So let's have a look and go and see how we can apply the correlation analysis. Now, to begin with, the BlueSky statistics, as you know, my previous two videos, I already showed you how to load data set from the R packages. You just have to go to the file, then load a data set from a package. Check that option, and after that the box will appear like this, and you choose the data set, and then choose the package data sets from the drop down menu. There's a drop down menu. Okay, all the data sets, all the inbuilt data sets are there. And also you can choose, for instance, I can repeat the whole thing again for your sake. Let's assume that you're talking about the load data set from the package. Okay, and then select the data set. So we have a data set, inbuilt data set you're talking about. So let's assume that the data set, this is the one inbuilt data set, and we are going to talk about the state, right? So let's assume that this the drop down menu, state.x77, this is the data set. So press OK, and we will have our total data set inside the BlueSky statistics. BlueSky statistics is by far the best GUI of R, which is also an open source and free software. I strongly recommend, because some of us don't know how to code in R programming, especially using R Studio. For those, it is a very easy software. It is just like an SPSS, drag and drop, and also it has an option called the R syntax editor, where you can also edit the command that you already use, drag and drop menu. So it's a both way you can use without taking any help from other external software or R programming platform like R Studio. It's a very interesting software. So like I said, it has a variable view like the SPSS, like you say, measure, values, data, class, everything is there. You can change if you want from here, double click and change it. But now at this moment we're not going to change it, and this is our data set. So what we would like to see, that what is the difference between the income and the life expectancy, right? That was our question, if you are already forgot. Here, income and life expectancy. So this is the relationship we're talking about, right? So income and the life expectancy. Okay, so let's go to the analyze option, and then you'll find that there are a lot of options. So first we try the correlation matrix, then correlation test 1 pair, correlation test multivariable. So let's with the correlation matrix, and it has a Pearson product moment, which is a very popular correlation test method. So we try to income and then try to life expectancy. Okay, all you have to do, you can go either with the syntax options, where you can see the R syntax editor open side by side with your output editor, where you can see this is the, if you run it, you can see once you run it, the outcome variable will appear like this. So here you can see that the R code, like the BlueSky statistics, the way it designed, the same way you can design for your own any data set. For example, here it says this is the object, and then the correlation, you can use the R normal syntax sign, or you can use equal sign. And here it says income and life expectancy, use the correlation method, and method is the Pearson. And then they have an output box, which is this one, and you can change edit anything you want. I mean, here there is an option called cut, copy, paste, do, undo, anything. It's a free to edit. It's called the R syntax editor. Whatever you do here, it will appear like this. Just you have to select it, run it, appear like this way. So this is one of the way, the best way I should say, to see side by side the data drag and drop option, correlation, at the same time the code that has been used to produce this outcome, we can see side by side in a BlueSky statistics. In my opinion, there is no other software in the world at this moment which can give you like this view using R platform, I mean R programming language. So it's a very, very convenient way of learning statistics. So again, we can go back to our original correlation analysis, correlation matrix. Instead of pressing syntax, which we already seen what happened if we press the syntax, we can go OK. So when we press OK, the same thing will appear like this, the one that we have using the code and the one that we did not press the syntax, the thing are same. So in this case, you can see that the life expectancy and the income inequality has fairly moderate relationship. I should say 34% is not a very high correlationship. It's a fairly moderate correlationship. So this is how we can see the correlation outcome very clearly from this particular view. Now again, if you'd like to see one more test using the correlation matrix, here you can say the correlation test one pair. Let's assume that here you can say production product Pearson product method and alternative hypothesis is not equal to 0. So in that case, let's assume that we're talking about income, okay, and then we say life expectancy, okay, and then press OK. Let's see what happened. Now here it says that the Pearson product correlation test p value is also coming, which is also a covariance, that because we are taking two variables, and it also gives you some value like whether it is a significant between these two correlationship, and it has a significant relationship if you consider 5% to 1% significance level. So out of that context, these two variables significantly related, although their correlation is weak, but their significance is healthy. By looking at this information, you can say the correlation is significant, so these two variables you can use it for your regression analysis purposes. So the main idea behind today's video is to show you the answer behind the question between the relationship income and life expectancy, how we can do that using BlueSky statistics. And BlueSky statistics give you such a wonderful thing that side by side a R syntax editor where you can always write down your code. At the same time, you can use drag and drop menu to produce the same outcome. So until the next video, thank you so much. Bye bye.